Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder and Wrestling. Today we got a bit of a different review. We're going to be going back to the Manias for those who voted on the polls. But someone in my Twitch chat did a recommendation. If you want to recommend a suggestion for shows for me to review, let me know down below and I will shout you out. So WWE fan 2002, or was it 20,002? Something like that. I think it's 2002. Recommended in my chat this show. ECW One Night Stand 2005, July 12th, 2005, in New York City in the Hammerstein Ballroom. We have an attendance of only 2,500 people, but 325,000 pay-per-view buys. The commentary team is Joey Styles and Mick Foley. So I wouldn't have had Mick on this show. I think Mick, no offense, I love Mick, he adds nothing to commentary here. Joey on his own would have been, I think, way better. I just would have gone with Joey here. I would just let Joey be a solo thing as he does. I know the WWE and Vince does trust someone to do solo commentary. I get it. But, yeah, it's better that way. It's just better that way. They do introduce Joey and Mick. Joey is in tears as the start of the show. Like, he's in the ring. He is in tears, or at least on the verge of tears as this show starts. Which, it's like you can feel the emotion from him. We get the classic old school ECW intro, and then we go into our first matchup as Lance Storm, accompanied by Dawn Marie, take on Chris Jericho. Do former tag team partners, I believe, in Winnipeg. Now colliding here. This is, I believe, the last appearance of Dawn Marie, as Dawn Marie would be released a month later while being on maternity leave. So good luck, WWE. Yeah, assholes like way to make themselves look bad. Jesus. But yeah, that I just read that and that baffled me because I knew she wasn't around much longer. But the fact they released her while she's on maternity leave is crazy. We have a nice start of match. Start a lot of counters between thing. Crowd chant, she's a crack whore to Dawn. I roll my eyes at that one. Missile dropkick by Jericho. Jericho was sent to the barricade. Storm hits a Stalin suplex. Storm goes for a move where he leaps off top and does, I think he goes for something, but Jericho dropkicks him in the back. We get Insecurity by Jericho. The crowd chants for Chris Candido, which I will admit did make me cry a little bit. That brought a bit of a tear. Because Chris Candido had just passed away this year, 2005. And, oh, yeah, I don't even think it was that long before this show, that he passed away. Hold on, let me look it up. I think it's literally, like, not long before this show. Yeah, so he died almost at the end of April. Yeah, at the end of April. It's June 12th, so not even a month has gone by. Like, a month or more, just about a month has gone by since his passing. We get a super kick by Storm, but Jericho kicks out. Flying elbow by Jericho, but Storm kicks out of that. Crowd randomly chants, fuck John Cena. Agreed at this point. Single leg Boston Crab by Storm. Jericho gets out of it, goes for a lion salt, but Storm gets the knees up. Just Incredible and the world's sexiest man, Jason, arrive, but Jericho draw kicks them off the apron. They go to do some roll-ups, and as Storm kicks out of a roll-up, Jericho goes towards the ropes. Just Incredible hits him with the hits Jericho with the kendo stick. Storm pins and wins. I give it about 6 out of 10. Very fun match, very good match between the two. These two obviously can have great action with each other, are just naturals in the ring with each other. Yeah, no issue for me at all with this. Expect the 5 and 6 mark to be the rating for most of these matches, by the way, except for one. But the rest, yeah, expect very between those lines. Our next matchup is a three-way dance as Super Crazy takes on to Jury, who's accompanied by Mikey Whipwreck, and the Sinister Minister, aka what the is his name? Hold on, I just had a dumb moment. James Mitchell, Jesus Christ, James Mitchell's the Sinister Minister. I just had a brain fart moment. I apologize. You just saw that live. I'm not editing that out. Who's versus Little Super Crazy to Jury and Little Guido accompanied by the FBI, which is Big Guido, JT Smith, Tracy Smothers, and Tony Mamaluke. Guido jumps Super Crazy at the very start. The Jury hits a back elbow on both men. We get a Super Crazy to stand and moonsault to Jury. They find the crowd. Crazy dives off the balcony onto everyone. The FBI, the entire group jumps Super Crazy. Whipwreck Low hits a whippersnap off the top rope to to Guido. To Jury pins, and Guido's eliminated. We're down to Super Crazy and to Jury. Springboard moonsault, but to Jury kicks out. Jury hits a DDT, but Crazy kicks out of that. Crazy goes to hit the 3 moonsaults. He hits 3 off, 1 off each rope. Bottom, middle, top. He hits the bottom and middle one, but the top one he's pushed off. Crazy hits a powerbomb. Is able to counter move into a powerbomb. Hits the top rope moonsault to pin and win. Super Crazy wins the 3-way dance. I give it 5 out of 10. Very fun match again. These guys are been in the ring with each other thousands of times. They know what they're doing. It's hilarious to me. Super Crazy won, and he's the only one that has no backup, so it out of works. I like it. But yeah, very, very, very fun match. We get some look back from ECW memories. And then we go to our next match as Psychosis takes on Rey Mysterio, the 2 guys that brought Lucha Libre to North America collide in here. Psychosis takes off his mask right at the start, which the crowd did not approve of because the crowd immediately saw Channing put the mask on. So they found him so ugly that they wanted him to put the mask back on. That is hilarious. Fun lucha action by both men. Psychosis drops Rey face first onto the mat. We get a springboard moonsault by Rey, but Psychosis kicks out. We get the Psycho Guillotine by Psychosis to Rey Mysterio. Psychosis goes for a dropkick. Goes to dropkick Rey in the corner, but Rey moves. Rey dives onto Psychosis, who's in the crowd. Rey then hits the 619, which the crowd vehemently boos. They do not like that move. That is the WWE move, and that is a hell no. Rey hits the West Coast Pop to pin and win. I give it 5 out of 10. Really fun match. I know these guys have done way better, though, throughout their careers. So I'm not surprised. I don't know how much longer I think Psychosis goes for a while at this point, but it feels like this is the weak point. This is the weakest match I think these two probably have had. I think they could have done way better, but that probably might also include more time. We get the SmackDown portion of the ECW Invaders Arrive. We get freaking JBL, Kurt Angle, Orlando Jordan, Matt Morgan, Carlito. Probably the Bashams. They're probably there too. Just a bunch of lads. JBL and Kurt Angle cut a heel promo. Also, I always find the ECW Invasion storyline here hilarious because their way of getting back at ECW is buy-in tickets. So they give them money. They are making sure this thing makes money, and they are making sure that it looks sold out even by them standards. That is funny as hell. That was not thought out when they cut up like this concept. That just makes me laugh. But Kurt Angle cuts a heel pull on the crowd chants, "You suck dick," and Kurt Angle with the best response I've ever heard, where he just gives, "Your mother shout Tommy how." JBL cuts a heel promo, but JBL's is not as entertaining. Kurt Angle's is hilarious. RVD and then Bill Alfonso come out, and Bill Alfonso has that whistle that drives me crazy. I still hate him for that whistle. I want to shove that thing down his throat. RVD though does cut out kind of passionate promo. There's no creative geniuses writing his promo. This isn't the RVD that's just cool or whatever, and cool. This is him. He talks about it was his idea for this night to happen when he went to Vince McMahon, and got them and says you should run an ECW show. He talks passionately. He says how they had to get knee surgery, and this is worse than missing WrestleMania. This is worse than anything. Says RVD is ECW. Then out of nowhere, fucking Rhino, who had been fired by the company, but comes out and gores RVD. Starts beating them up, and then the lights go out, come back on, and Sabu is in the ring, and we got ourselves a match. It is Sabu, accompanied by Bill Alfonso and RVD, taking on Rhino. Rhino hits a belly button suplex, and the crowd chants, "You got fired" at him. Fucking hell. That's funny, though. Sabu throws a chair at the head of Rhino and dives onto him. Rhino gets in control. Sabu, though, is able to hit a Hurricane Von off the top rope to Rhino. Slingshot leg lariat by Sabu, but Rhino kicks out. Rhino trips Sabu into a steel chair and goes to gore him, but instead Sabu pulls the ref. Rhino gores this poor referee to death. Rhino does hit a pile driver, but then RVD comes in, drop kicks a chair into Rhino. Sabu leg drops Rhino through a table and wins. I give it 5 out of 10. It's a Sabu match. You're not exactly getting a wrestling classic. It does well, though, and it crowd erupts for it. I love seeing Rhino, so I won't complain. Rhino presented as a threat, although I will admit he does get his ass kicked majority of this match. So that's kind of crazy, but very fun match. Very fun. Our next matchup, I think this is when the Raw guys arrive. The Raw people arrive. So Bischoff, Coach, Edge, Maven, Rob Conway, I believe, is one of them. I think Snitsky's one. It's just a gaggle of bastards. William Regal's another one. But then we go into our next match, which is Chris Benoit taking on Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero at this point is full heel character of turning on Ray. This might just be me. Something's off with this match to me. I don't know what it is, but I've always thought there was something off with this match. I don't know. It's something with Eddie. Eddie just feels off in this match. I don't know if he just didn't want to do this match or something's awry with Eddie, but Eddie just is not in the zone here. They do get good rest at the start. The crowd chants, "She's got herpes," which is directed at Lita. I don't even know if Lita was there. I didn't see her, so I don't even think she's there. So I think they just saw Edge and started chanting shit at Lita, which is funny as hell. We get some nice chops by Benoit. Guerrero is bleeding from the nose. How? I have no idea. Belly back suplex by Benoit. Guerrero ducks and moves and says Benoit to the outside. And Guerrero then hits Benoit on the back with a chair. Superplex by Guerrero. He goes for the frog splash, but Benoit moves. We get a superplex by Benoit. He goes for the diving. He hits the diving headbutt, but Eddie kicks out. Benoit then locks in the crossface, and Eddie doesn't sell it. Like, he's just kind of he's just laying there, like, alright now, but he's not really, like, trying to get to the ropes. He's not moving. He's not even selling it, really. He just then taps, eventually. 5 out of 10. I actually almost wanted to give it lower. This just feels off to me. And again, it might just be me that feels that way. But something just didn't feel right in this match. And I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Maybe there's a reason and someone knows. But this just felt off to me. Our next matchup is Mike Awesome taking on Masato Tanaka. I don't care what anyone says. I love this match. This match is ridiculous. And I love it. This is so insane. Do you know how good this match is? This match is so insane that the fucking WWE guys are getting into it. They're not even supposed to like anything, but they get into this match. You can see them get into this match. Which is crazy. So, Joey Styles, though, does not like Mike Awesome. Just makes that clear. Calls him a Judas multiple times. Mike Awesome does a suicide dive, and Joey Styles gives a bad line, which I'm not going to repeat, but yeah, it's knowing what happens to him. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Tanaka backdrops Awesome into the crowd and hits him in the Awesome with the head with a chair. Awesome sets up a table and hits an Awesome bomb off the apron onto the table. Fuck yeah. We get an Awesome splash, but Tanaka kicks out. Another Awesome bomb by Awesome. We get 3 chair shots to the head by Awesome to Tanaka, but he doesn't even stay down. Tanaka hits Tornado DDT, but Awesome kicks out. Tanaka with a Tornado DDT through a table, but Awesome somehow kicks out of that. Awesome bomb off the top by Tanaka, but Tanaka kicks out. Awesome bomb from inside the ring to the outside through a table. Awesome then just dives onto him, pins him on the outside, and wins. I don't care. I give it 8 out of 10. This match is fun as fuck. I don't care. I don't care what hate I get. This match is too fucking fun. This is awesome. I said Gunther said it's his favorite match of all time in a video on WWE thing. I don't know if it actually is. It fucking should be. This match is incredible. I fucking love this match. Love it. Love it. Love it. We then get Paul Heyman coming out, and he gets a promo. He talks shit to Bischoff. He says Matt freaking Hardy to Edge. He insults JBL about Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays. Looking back, this doesn't work for me, and I think the reason why it's because they don't sell it. They cartoonishly sell everything about this. Bischoff flips him off. Edge just says that's 3 words, which didn't make me chuckle. And then JBL does the over the top, like Elizabeth. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't. Nothing about this works. Maybe it's just me, but the shooting on the Invaders part didn't work for me. The next match is the Dudley Boys versus Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman. I did watch a video of the Sandman's entrance with the actual fucking music, and it is way better than the fucking clusterfuck they put on Netflix. Because that thing sucks. That entrance sucks. That music sucks. Everything about that sucks. Sandman, though, for some reason, JBL is very pissed at seeing the same. Like, JBL and them are perfectly calm and doing like this and all that to most people. The Sandman stares at them, and JBL is like taking off, fucking yelling at them. What the fuck happened between the Sandman and JBL? Because JBL gets pissed at the thought of at the sight of the Sandman. Yeah, this whole thing's a clusterfuck. By the way, I'm just gonna make it clear, I do not rate this match. I don't even have a rating for it. I don't even know how you rate this match. I don't have one, and I figured so I just wrote no fucking clue. So I don't have a rating for this one. It's the only match I don't have a rating for. So the match about to start in the BWO come out. That is, Nunzio. No, it's not Nunzio. What the hell is his name? Hold on. I gotta get his name. Nova. So Hollywood Nova, formerly Simon Dean, the Blue Meanie and Stevie Richards comes out, and Stevie cuts a promo saying they're taking over. And then he hits a Stevie kick to Sandman. They start beating up everyone, or beating up Sandman and Dreamer. Kid Cash comes out and Stevie just sends him to the outside, which made me chuckle. Axel Vaughn and Balls Mahoney come out, and they lay waste to BWO. They all start fighting on the rampway. Kid Cash does an insane dive onto everyone. We then get down to the actual match of the Dudleys versus Dreamer and Sandman. Belly to back suplex by Bubba the Dreamer. Dreamer gets busted open, and Bubba makes it worse with a cheese grater. Suplex neckbite combo by the Dudleys. Dreamer attacks Bubba with the cheese grater. Bubba crotches Dreamer onto the barricade while Sandman hits a swanton onto a ladder with Devon underneath the ladder. Bubba splashes Sandman, who's on the ladder. Bubba's busted open. We get a double figure 4, which I bet that it was this moment. I'm just saying, it was this moment that made Shane Douglas realize he had the franchise and had to make his own ECW show, because God forbid he gonna see a figure 4 done in ECW. The Impact players come out, which is Lance Storm, Just Incredible, and all them. Just Incredible hits a tombstone to Sandman on the barbed wire. Francine comes out, which I don't know why, but she did. And hits a low blow to Dreamer. Beulah McGillicuddy comes out and they have a cat fight. Dreamer hits a DDT to Storm, and him and Beulah hug. And him and Beulah hit a double DDT to the Dudleys, but they kick out. Bubba attacks both Sandman and Dreamer with kendo stick. They set up a table and powerbomb Sandman through it, but he kicks out. We get a 3D to Dreamer, and they set up a table, and Spike Dudley just kind of moseys on out there and gives them, like, gas and that, and they set the table on fire. They powerbomb Dreamer through the flaming table and pin him to win. Yeah, I don't have a rating for this. This is just a clusterfuck in crazy main event. This is the last appearance of the Dudleys, though. This is the last TV or any form of appearance on screen for the Dudleys until 2015 in WWE. That's crazy. Over 10 years it took for them to show up and return to WWE. After the match, Dreamer is dead and Sandman is just like, "Give me a beer!" He's just screaming for a beer, which is hilarious. Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out. And he dares the Invaders from Raw and SmackDown to come down and fight. And my favorite part is there's about like 12 guys up there, right? From Raw and SmackDown. Stone Cold then goes, "If y'all don't come down here by the time I get count down from 10 to 1, I'm going to come out there and slap the shit out of each one of you." Remember, there's 12 guys. Stone Cold is threatening to, by himself, come out and beat the shit out of all of them. They all then immediately start single-filing making it with it. They're all 12 people. Not one of them have any confidence they can beat up Stone Cold. That is hilarious. That's how you know you're threatening. They all come out. They all get into a brawl. Taz comes out and it starts fighting with Angle and locks him in Taz mission on the ramp. Blue Meanie gets busted open by JBL because he straight fucking hits him. They end up losing the fight, though. The Invaders do. Then Foley grabs Bischoff, and none of the Invaders help as he brings him out. We get a 3D from the Dudleys, a diamond headbutt, which again, another very bad timing line by Austin, towards someone. We get a 619 from Ray, which gets booed. Always makes you chuckle. So Austin's like, "How do you feel now?" And Bishop just goes, "Fuck ECW!" And then Austin hits him a stunner. And they stand tall and drink some beer. I give it 7 out of 10. It is a fun show. It is a fun environment. That's the reason it gets the rate. Because you have to look at the environment, how personal this is for the roster, and everything. It's crazy fun to watch. Which is more than I can say about what happens the year later. So, yeah. But, let me know what you guys think of this show in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. You can help out with that. But let me know if you have any suggestions down below for shows you like to see me do. Let me know. You will get shouted out in a video. Hit the like button, subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.